End of the Bloodline, Brock Lesnar breaks every rule of the WWE, Bianca Belair brutally bashed, Dominic Mysterio and Seth Rollins bashed, Roman Reigns to make a major change in the Bloodline, and more. Let's jump right into it. Brock Lesnar breaks every rule of the WWE. The world of WWE is no stranger to controversy, and one name that often finds itself at the center of attention is Brock Lesnar. Following his recent match against Cody Rhodes at Backlash, allegations of preferential treatment and rule-breaking have been swirling around. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer has claimed that Lesnar is given special privileges, including the freedom to disregard established WWE style and ring psychology. One primary criticism against Lesnar is his departure from traditional WWE style and ring psychology. While many wrestlers adhere to standard techniques and storytelling, Lesnar often brings a more chaotic and unpredictable approach to his matches. This unorthodox style has garnered praise from some fans who appreciate the realism and raw intensity that Lesnar brings to the ring. However, critics argue that this freedom granted to Lesnar disrupts the balance and consistency of the overall product. Dave Meltzer's assertion of preferential treatment raises questions about Lesnar's standing within the company. It is worth noting that Lesnar's star power is undeniable, and his matches consistently draw attention and generate significant revenue. I used to think it was cool and unique that Lesnar is allowed to break every rule of WWE style and every rule of ring psychology that they teach you is right and make it work, said Meltzer. The company's decision to allow Lesnar to bleed during his match with Cody Rhodes also invites scrutiny. Bloodshed has long been a contentious topic due to its potential health risks and its association with the extreme, non-PG era of the past. Some argue that bleeding adds a sense of realism and heightened drama to matches, while others view it as an unnecessary and dangerous spectacle. The company's handling of this situation suggests a delicate balancing act between honoring tradition and adhering to evolving industry standards. The discussion surrounding Brock Lesnar's treatment is multifaceted with valid arguments on both sides. While critics accuse the company of granting him special privileges and allowing him to break established rules, the company likely values Lesnar's exceptional star power and ability to draw in audiences. Balancing tradition and innovation in the ever-evolving landscape of professional wrestling is a constant challenge. Bianca Belair brutally bashed. Bianca Belair is one of the biggest female superstars on the WWE roster at the moment. However, her segment on this week's SmackDown was heavily criticized by wrestling veteran Dutch Mantell. The EST has been the WWE Raw Women's Champion for over a year now. While fans felt that Asuka would dethrone her at WrestleMania 39, she ended up retaining her title at the Showcase of the Immortals. The feud continued on the most recent episode of SmackDown when the Empress of Tomorrow sprayed mist on the EST of WWE's face. The segment was criticized by former manager Dutch Mantell. On Sportskeeda's Smack Talk, the veteran said the following: "But the really bad part about it is the way she sold it. If you get hit by something in the face, you gotta use your common sense. You gotta hold your eyes, you're not gonna flop all over the place, and there were two medics in the back, they weren't even touching her. I don't know. Just got right down on the floor. I want you to go down on the floor and just start flopping around like a fish." Roman Reigns cut a scathing promo on the Friday night show, addressing the Usos' loss to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 39. Dutch Mantell had a lot of praise for that segment, appreciating it for its unpredictability and continuing the Bloodline storyline. When you start dealing with political matters, but I thought the whole segment was genius because I don't think Roman would say, "I'll set it up or I'll do some." But when he said that Solo and me were gonna challenge them and bring it back to the Bloodline, I think everybody in the building sat up. Now we're back into this story again. It's getting deep and they're taking their time with it, and I think this is one of the best things they can do for this story because who knows where this is gonna go, said the veteran. The Tribal Chief will team up with Solo Sikoa to take on Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in a tag team match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. It remains to be seen who Triple H picks as the winner. Dominic Mysterio and Seth Rollins bashed. WWE veteran Vince Russo believes Dominic Mysterio and Seth Rollins need to tone down on pandering to the crowd and get on with their segments on TV. While Dominic is one of WWE's biggest and most despicable heels, the Messiah is arguably the most beloved performer on the roster. While their characters are diametrically different, what unites them is the crowd strongly reacting to them. WWE fans can't help but sing along to Seth Rollins' theme music whenever he makes his entrance. On the other hand, they seldom allow Dominic to speak anything, raining down boos on him whenever he brings a mic close to his mouth. On Sportskeeda Wrestling's Writing with Russo, Vince Russo explained that it was fine if Dominic Mysterio and Rollins entertained the crowd once or twice. However, Russo added that if the two stars continue to pander to the fans, they could lose the viewers at home who wanted things to move forward at a brisk pace. This is just not good television. If Dominic Mysterio wants to get that heat once, that's great. Twice, maybe. The third time you got gotta get the show going. And it's the same with Seth Rollins. Alright, they want to sing during the entrance? Great. They want to sing once during a match? Okay. Anything more than I'm telling you, you're going to lose the crowd at home. These are the downfalls of putting a house show on television, said Vince Russo. Elsewhere in the video, Vince Russo explained that if Dominic Mysterio chose to ignore the crowd booing him, it would only further instigate them to boo him more. The WWE veteran mentioned since TV viewers have lots of options, they could switch channels if the show isn't progressing the way they expect it to. That's exactly the psychology on the other side. If you're ignoring them, they're probably gonna get more hot. That's why I'm saying, I'm a television guy. If I put on a television show, if I get bored, I change the channel. That is what's happening with me in these spots. It's like, guys, let's go, said Vince Russo. Considering just how experienced Russo is, his point about the show's pace slackening due to performers soaking in crowd reactions makes a ton of sense. The WWE Hall of Famer heaps praise on Seth Rollins. WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry recently heaped praise on Seth Rollins ahead of his match at the Night of Champions Premium Live event. On the recent episode of Monday Night Raw, the Visionary faced Shinsuke Nakamura and Judgment Day member Damian Priest in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Rollins won the match after hitting a pedigree to Nakamura. The same night, Rollins defeated Finn Balor to advance to the World Heavyweight Championship tournament finals. While speaking in an interview on Busted Open Radio with Denise Salcedo, Henry praised the Visionary as he mentioned that the latter isn't some boring or average wrestler. The current AEW commentator claimed that Rollins is one of the best wrestlers of all time. The guy, Seth Rollins, is not boring or average. Any adjective that is in that category doesn't fit Seth Rollins. He's elite. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. You can make the argument for him for being the best wrestler in the world, and that's for sure at least. And to be on that list, at the top of that list, I just want to see him get his just deal because he has sacrificed. And from a business perspective, looking stuff from the wrestling stories perspective first, and then I look at the business perspective. And doing good business is having Seth be the guy, said Mark Henry. WWE superstar Mustafa Ali picks Seth Rollins as the winner of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. While speaking in an interview with Sportskeeda Wrestling's Riju Dasgupta, Ali mentioned that he would like to see the Visionary become the World Heavyweight Champion. He further reasoned how Seth freaking Rollins deserves to win the title. I think in my heart the person that I want it to be is Seth freaking Rollins, and the reason for that is Seth's there every week. He's on every live event, and he never phones it in. He's out there, the people are singing his song, and I think he's earned it, and I would love to see him represent the company carrying the flag for the next few years or however long he wants to do this. So my vote goes towards Seth freaking Rollins, Mustafa detailed. It would be exciting to see if Seth Rollins could win the World Heavyweight Championship. What are your thoughts on the same? Sound off in the comment section below. Why Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens must win at WWE Night of Champions 2023. Roman Reigns made his return during the latest edition of WWE SmackDown and dropped a bombshell. His big announcement has sent shockwaves through both the Raw and SmackDown rosters. The undisputed WWE Universal Champion tore Jimmy and Jey Uso apart for losing to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on multiple occasions while praising Solo Sikoa for always taking care of the business. This preamble led to his big announcement for Night of Champions 2023. The Tribal Chief revealed that he and Solo will team up to battle the Canadian stars currently holding the unified Raw and SmackDown tag team titles at the big event, and the coveted belts will be on the line. While either team could walk away from Night of Champions 2023 with the gold, it could be argued that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens should be the ones leaving with the titles in their possession. This piece will look at a handful of reasons why Zayn and KO need to remain on top of the tag team scene. Here are 5 reasons why Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens must win at WWE Night of Champions 2023. Number 5. Roman Reigns is a part-timer. One of the biggest reasons why Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens must remain the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions comes down to scheduling. Simply put, Roman Reigns isn't around enough to hold another set of titles. The Tribal Chief had been absent from WWE programming for around a month until he returned to the blue brand this past Friday. He also oftentimes misses premium live events, including Backlash in Puerto Rico. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are full-time roster members who are always there to deliver epic matches and moments for the WWE Universe. They should stay the Tag Team Champions because Roman won't be around to give the titles the prestige and spotlight they rightfully deserve. Number 4. It is too soon for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to lose WWE's tag team belts. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens haven't been the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions for very long. The duo won the titles in the main event of WrestleMania 39 back on April 1st, 2023, while they defeated the Usos to win the titles and later defended the belts against the Twins again. Their reign with the gold has barely even begun. Granted, they had a few exciting non-title bouts with the Street Profits and Imperium, but those could be big-time tag team title matches in the future future. The prizefighter and Zayn need to keep the titles longer. While they don't need a record-setting reign like WWE is giving to so many champions, a month or two as the top title holders feel far too short. It'd be especially strange to lose the belts to other members of the Bloodline. Number 3. The Tribal Chief already has 2 belts. Undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns is on top of the world. He first captured the Universal Championship nearly 1,000 days ago and then won the WWE title at WrestleMania last year. Given that the head of the table has been a world champion for nearly 3 years and a double champion for over a year, he clearly doesn't need more gold around his waist. Plus, holding more titles could prove to be troubling. Reigns is a part-timer, as we have already established. It can be argued that he's too inactive to be a world champion. How can he be expected to hold the 2 belts he already does, plus 2 others? Some belts would never be defended, which is reason enough for Owens and Zayn to retain. Number 2. Sami Zayn's first big show in Saudi Arabia can't be a loss. WWE Night Champions 2023 is going to be an epic show. The aforementioned undisputed Raw and SmackDown tag team title match will take place, but a few other matches have been announced, such as Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. One of the interesting topics heading into the show is the fact that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are actually going to Saudi Arabia. Sami doesn't typically go to Saudi shows, and Owens opts out too, out of solidarity. Seemingly that stance has changed, possibly due to evolving regional politics. While the outcome of a wrestling match means nothing to diplomatic relations, Sami and Kevin going to a new market is a big deal. WWE would be wise to give them a big win, especially after how the fans chanted Sami's name during last year's Saudi Arabia event even when he wasn't there. Number 1. The Bloodline needs more inner turmoil. It can be argued that the best storyline in pro wrestling has been the Bloodline. This isn't just the best modern story, but it could be argued that it is the best story wrestling has ever produced. Despite what some naysayers would suggest, the story isn't over yet either. While many fans were disappointed with Cody Rhodes not deferring Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39, the American Nightmare will seemingly finish the story in the future. Roman Reigns to make a major change in the Bloodline. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline have dominated the sports entertainment industry for over 2 years. However, the stable has become weaker, and the cracks are tearing the group apart after the events of WWE Royal Rumble 2023 and WrestleMania 39. On a recent episode of SmackDown, Paul Heyman revealed that the team of Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa would go after the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships at Night of Champions 2023. Regardless of the outcome, the Tribal Chief needs to solve the Jimmy and Jey Uso problem from the Bloodline following the event in Saudi Arabia. Jey and Jimmy Uso have been on Roman Reigns' side for years, even before the formation of the Bloodline. The duo is also the longest reigning SmackDown and WWE Tag Team Champions in the company's history. However, the two have not been on the same page with the stable following WrestleMania 39. The Tribal Chief should get rid of the Usos whether he wins or loses at WWE Night of Champions 2023. Jimmy and Jey Uso have suffered enough mental and physical abuse by the Tribal Chief over the past few years, and a feud with him over the summer would be best for business. There are 2 ways to go about the Usos' exile from the Bloodline following what transpires after WWE Night of Champions 2023. If Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa win their match and the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship, the Tribal Chief will not need to have the Usos in the stable on SmackDown. This will allow the duo to finally retaliate against the Tribal Chief and his tyranny, which started after he won the Universal Championship. The Usos should become the biggest roadblock in Roman Reigns' way, and the two can challenge Reigns and Sikoa for a tag match at SummerSlam to become the new heads of the table. If a Tribal Chief and the Enforcer are unable to win against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, Reigns is still going to find a way to blame the Usos as they originally vouched for Zayn. The coming months should be hellacious for Jimmy and Jey as they will need to prove their worth to the champion and the stable. The duo should challenge Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa to a tag team match at SummerSlam to prove their worth inside the ring. Regardless of what happens at Night of Champions, the Usos should be done taking abuse from the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, as they both deserve better from their Tribal Chief. What are your thoughts on the Bloodline imploding at SummerSlam? Sound off in the comment section below. End of the Bloodline. Roman Reigns made a grand return to WWE on Friday Night SmackDown. The Tribal Chief was not happy with the Usos, and he immediately questioned the twin brothers regarding their multiple losses. Fans were quick to react as Reigns pushed Jimmy Uso for the first time in years on SmackDown. Earlier this year, the Usos found themselves in a corner when they were unable to deal with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. The duo later went on to lose their undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships in the main event of WrestleMania 39 Night 1. Last night, Roman Reigns returned to the company and addressed every stupid decision made by the Usos. The Tribal Chief also raised his hands at Jimmy and shoved him in order to get an apology out of the duo. Fans were furious and wanted Jimmy to stand up for himself and his brother like he previously did before joining the stable. Before the formation of the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso was the one who wanted Jey Uso to leave Roman Reigns' side on the blue brand. Eventually, the Usos reunited and formed the stable with the Tribal Chief. Earlier this year, Solo Sikoa started to shine on the main roster with his undefeated streak. Unfortunately, his streak ended on Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania 39 when he faced Cody Rhodes. The enforcer of the Bloodline has proven his worth on numerous occasions, including an assist to the Tribal Chief at the grandest stage of them all, which allowed Roman Reigns to retain his titles against Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania 39. The young Samoan also went on to carry the stable in the Tribal Chief's absence from the company. Solo Sikoa scored a pinfall over Matt Riddle at WWE Backlash 2023 during their six-man tag team match. However, he came very close to hitting a Samoan spike on Jey Uso during their match. Last night, Paul Heyman announced that Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa will team up to go up against the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions at the Night of Champions 2023. It will be interesting to see if Reigns and Sikoa can accomplish what Jimmy and Jey Uso couldn't against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Do you want to see the Tribal Chief with 4 titles? Sound off in the comment section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me